Good morning. Good morning. Um, so if you look behind me, it's not our usual setup. We're actually out doing a field trip today. We're out in the shop, set up next to the machine. Going to do a little show and tell, question and answer. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Cindy. So just so you know, I am on my cell phone. The machine, which is why, I'm turning my back on you here. The machine is on another camera. And because of this setup, I won't be able to pop your comments up, but I will do my best to read everything as we go. Jesse, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. Oh, wait. Should I double check? Can you guys all hear me? Because, this is not our normal setup. And and good morning, Gail. And speaking of normal setup, if you look behind me, you can see that I do not have a studio ready background. It's not one of those beautifully laid out pegboard walls of color and brightness and happy birthday, Jesse. So this is my real world. It is. Okay, so today we are out here because I want to do questions and answers regarding the machine. All right. I have a couple of little things I want to specifically show you, but we like real. Cindy, thank you so much. And I'm all about real. Um, Not one to set things up to put on airs. Okay. So gear up, get your questions out there. There are a couple of things on the machine I want to show you specifically. But other than that, the show is yours, people. Yeah. I will. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Barb. Barbara, I was just telling everybody because of the way the setup is today, I'm not going to be able to banner the comments, but I'll do my best to read and respond to everybody. Okay, so what's the first thing I want to talk to you about? Well, I want you to remember. Hello, Doug. Good morning, Doug. There'll be a copy here. I want you to remember that there's more to maintain. Oh, again, we're in the common areas of my house, so you may hear the little pitter patter of tiny dog feet. The front door is open, so you may hear some traffic. I'm like, I swear, 10 feet off the road. But just know that this is my real life environment. Okay, so I'm going to set up the machine camera. Can y'all see that? Now, on this little bitty thing way off to the side here, I'm going to shift the camera around as needed. I hope nobody gets motion sickness. But here we are. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it just a little bit because I want you to see in here. Yay! This is our bobbin area. On my machine, I can actually take this cover off if needed. What machine, Doug? This is my SWF KXT 1501. It's one of their newest models. Honestly, I wasn't looking for a new machine when it came out, but who can resist a good deal? So one of the things I want to show you is why, of course, I need the right tool. This it? I have a dozen of these people. There we go. This one does not use a standard slotted or Phillips head screw. It uses an Allen wrench screw. And I actually kind of like it. But I'm going to remove the stitch plate. Yeah. I'm so good at keeping my machine clean. I have nothing to clean here for you. I'm going to use my handy dandy disposable mascara wand to point out a few things. This area right here is your pedal. Did you see how that shifted? I'm going to do that again. This little piece here, that's what actually cuts your thread. Now, when you're doing your oiling, and this is a weekly oil, if I remember correctly. Every machine is different, so be sure to check your machine manual, double check. But I put a drop of oil right in here. There's a point right here. This bar actually shoves forward to push the cutter forward. So I put an oil drop here and here. Just one. Like so. One drop. Because I want to make sure that it moves freely. Now the other thing I do is I make sure, and again using my handy dandy mascara, make sure that all the bits of thread are out of here. You get a bit of thread in there, and it will lodge, and it will not allow your machine to trim properly. And then while I'm there, I just clean out the rest of this area. Yeah. What do we got here? I have a little ratchet set with Allen wrenches, Phillips, regular screwdriver, and saves me so much time doing maintenance and clean. So do I, Barb. So do I. I knew you were talking about a ratchet set. Mine's actually at the other machine over here. So, but yeah, I have Allen wrenches and screwdrivers and a full bit of tools here, just cause. Okay, so and we all know that about every 4 hours of heavy use, we should also put a drop of oil on our hook. And I like to spin it around. It helps disperse the oil. We're going to put our needle plate back. And that's just a real quick thing that you can do every day. Not necessarily oil the knives, but you can clean out I know I dropped it. Yeah, I got it. You can clean out under your needle plate every day. And you should. People sometimes just don't do it, and then it gets so gunked up with thread tails and bits and trimmings and I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you replace your bobbin, this is not a handle. It is actually a release, and I don't know if you're able to see this. It is a release. Your bobbin clicks into place, And that little bit, that little tab is a release so that you can pull it out again. Okay, so that's one bit that I want to show you. The next thing I want to show you, and I know this one's going to be really hard to see, and I apologize for that. Let me see if I move up a little bit. I used to have this little tool that would hold the needle and then allow you to reach in and place it on the machine when you're changing needles. That tool is $79, or at least it was last time. Let me go back over here to Barb. Do you have a daily, weekly, monthly maintenance schedule? Do you grease your machine periodically with white lithium? Barb, yes, I do. I'm a firm believer in reading the manual and following its guidelines. The techs, the engineers that put this together, know what needs to be oiled, what needs to be greased as needed on the machine. And we did the bobbin case area. We did our knives, which is a weekly. Daily, and I have this. You see it, LB5. It's a spray lubricant. It's the same lube that is. No, hold on, Jesse. Don't buy that tool yet. I have something I want to show you. I have the LB5, which is a spray lubricant. It's the same oil that's in your little dropper, your sewing machine oil. The nice thing about this is it has this little extension hose here. Yeah. And when you depress the button, it dispenses a precise amount of oil. So I put it in here, squeeze once. I have another oil point way back here. There it is. Of course, I'm on camera and I can't seem to do it here. There we go. And then on my machine, on a weekly basis, I lubricate the rails. And then this machine has 2 sets of lifters. It's got needle bar lifters and presser foot lifters. And there is a spot in here that needs to have oil every day. As far as the lithium grease, my service tech told me that only needs to be done once every 3 years, which is great. Again, on that needle tool, hold on just a second. I want to show you something. So I let my tech do the grease work. So far, I haven't had a need for it. Everything's working fine. But he assured me that my machine will only need it about every 3 years. Okay, back to the tool. I purchased a pair of hemostats. Nice thing about hemostats, and I don't know if you know this, but they actually have a locking mechanism that holds them, keeps them from opening up. And these little tiny, teeny tiny magnets. One of the things I found using that needle tool is that even though it holds the needle, it does not position the needle. So I was always doing this anyways. So I got rid of the needle tool and went with the hemostats because we're just going to change a needle here. Gosh, I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to move the camera. I just got in my own way here. Oh, I've got too many tripods. Move the needle. It's an old prescription bottle. Yeah. I poked a hole in. Yep. Just pop it in there. Pull out the new needle. You realize when I'm not on camera, this is much easier to do. Locate the front of the needle. We all know that the dip is the back of the needle. Clip in place. Secure it to the needle box. That's that device that actually holds the needle in place. The piece with the tension screw on it. Release the needle. And oh, look, it's totally out of place. Well, you know what? It's just so easy to loosen just a bit. Take an old needle. I keep one here. And turn and tighten. Well, again, how do you know that's exactly right? That's where your little magnet comes into play. If you place that magnet on the front of that needle, so it's laying flat on the grooves, it will show you the direction that needle is laying in. Can you see it? God, I'm sorry. I really had hoped that it would show better. Let's see if I can find something, but some sort of backer. You know, everything's in arm's reach here. Does this help? And this whole setup, Jesse, just so you know, this whole setup was less than $12. And the magnets, they came in a package of 10. Good. I actually find this a lot easier to work with. I had a really hard time getting the front of the needle into that little groove space. So I just don't use it anymore. I use the hemostat and the magnet, and I, always wound up having to turn the needle anyways. Save yourself $60. Put it towards your next Mighty Hoop. Put it towards your next brand of thread. It's a great little tool, but it's just another gadget. And I always put myself out there as being a gadget collector, and yeah, that was probably true. But as I'm getting older, I'm finding that just simplify it. Not really necessary. Do we have any questions? Do you have any machine questions? Something's going on with your machine or with your work that you're not quite sure what it is or how to handle it. Barb says she does have the little magnets and uses them to check the needle alignment. And she also has the hemostat. I have a great setup. Thank you, Barb. My problems, my fingers fit that tool. Oh, and I need my cheaters. Wait, Barb, hang on. I want to show you my cheaters. Jesse, are you saying you have a problem putting your fingers in the hemostat? In the holes of the hemostat? You can do it one finger. Oh, here. And come back here a little bit. See this? With one finger. Ah. But you're right. My fingers don't fit in here either. That's why I use the hemostat. It can be managed with one finger in one of the finger holes and one finger outside. Just a thought. I think you should try it. It's worth the $10, $12. It'll save you some money. And oh, that's right. I was going to show you my cheaters. You ready? And this becomes very, very important. And you know, I wear glasses and I still need cheaters. Come along, cheater. Did you see that? This is my cheater. Yeah. I already wear glasses. So, putting a pair of cheaters on top of the glasses just doesn't do the job. So I had to go with a full out magnifying glass. Yeah. All right, let's get this out of the way. Let's come back up here to the machine. Thank you, Jesse. I'm glad you're finding some use with this. All right, so we did some basic oiling, basic cleanup, and I have the front cover off my machine. I don't know if you noticed that. Of course, only got two hands. And one was occupied with a cup of coffee. So, like I said, I don't know if you noticed, but I have the front club cover off my machine. And I keep it on this machine. It has just a slide track. And it holds the cover. Nothing, it's not going to fall out or anything. So I don't put the screws in. I have them right here, but I don't put the screws in. And I do that because even though it has oiling points here for the felt, these are the felts. You got magnets everywhere. These felts here need to be oiled. The oiling points do not cover the whole piece of felt. So I might get good oil between 1 and 2, but needle 3 over here might be dry. If I saturate the felt at 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 are going to be dripping oil, and 3 is going to be okay. So I just slide the cover off so that I can oil evenly all the way across my felts. And that's what those felts do, people. Just in case you didn't know, when your needle is going up and down. That felt lubricates the needle bar. Now, remember I said that my machine actually has 2 lifters, and that's because the presser foot moves independently of the needle, which is a feature of this particular model. So what you can't see from this angle is that there's another set of felts up here behind this cover. It's a little trickier, but I can get into each area and oil the felts on the back side with this cover off. Now, there is another reason I have the cover off today, because I want to talk to you about your reciprocators. The reciprocator is that bar that your presser foot is on. This bit right here is a clamp. It holds your reciprocator in place. It holds it with the needle so that they're both in the right position. It also contains the spring underneath, which helps it lift back up as needed. But how does it get the instruction to go up and down? Okay. Have you ever hit your hoop and then all of a sudden that particular needle, you got everything all straightened out, and that particular needle does not move anymore? You can hear it. You can hear the machine doing whatever machines do, but nothing's happening with that needle. That's because your lifter is out of alignment. It's not where it needs to be. And you don't have to have a service tech to fix this. This is something you can do for yourself. You just need to have, you need to understand what's going on so that you can fix it. And that's what I'm hoping to show you here. Keep your fingers crossed. I have my machine set at the needle 1 position. That's the closest I can get. Come along, little doggy. Let's see if we can get some more light in here. I'm going to take a look at the camera real quick and see what you're seeing. Okay. Let's see if we can lower this just a bit. The bottom one's going to be a little trickier, but it's the one. Again, bottom, because I have 2 lifter systems, one for the needle, one for the presser foot. Can you see this right here? It's a top guide, bottom guide with a space in between. Can you see that? If you can see that, what you're going to know is I can't move it right now. I can't move it because my machine is set at needle. Thank you, Cindy. It's kind of dark. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get some more light in there. Let's turn it this way and bring this down. Is that any better? Probably not. This fit right here. Okay. What you can't see, like I said, there's a top guide, a bottom guide, and this space in between. As your needle head, as your machine head moves back and forth, it is catching this piece right here, which is part of that clamp system on the front of the reciprocator. And that is actually your lifter. This needs to be in this clamp system, in this C, to make it go up and down. If you hit a needle, if you hit your hoop, it can pop out. And that's why it no longer goes up and down. It's because it's out of position. Using a screwdriver to position the needle in, like I said, we're in my common area here. So we may see people walking past. Oh, I have a box. Who knew? Anyways, if this is not in the correct position, you need to put it in that position. And you need to do that by manually moving your head, your machine head, not this head, manually moving it so that it is oh my goodness. Tripods are nice until you get like 9 sets of feet. You need to move it until that bar is in between so that you can move it into the correct place, so that you can manually turn. On my machine here, I have this little silver knob right here that will move the machine back and forth little bit by little bit so that I can get my reciprocator back in its correct position. And remember, I have two, so I have to double check the upper one as well as the lower one. I guess the point that I want to make with this, hold on. Let me go solo. The point I want to make with this is that this seems like a very serious complication with your machine. Your needle is not moving up and down. Your presser foot is not moving up and down. Call your tech. You're in a panic. Tech, it's not working. It's not moving up and down. They say, okay, we're going to schedule a visit, $400 to walk in the door, plus any, replacement parts, whatever. Before you do that, look at the machine, get an idea of what's going on with it. It could be and it's an easy fix. I have true confessions here. I broke the needle bar on needle bar 2, so I had to totally replace that, which meant adjusting the height of my needle bar, making sure it's in the correct position, making sure that that it was aligned correctly. And then needle number 14, I think, because it's in yet to be repaired. And when I say repaired, oh, for crying out loud. Yep. Anyways, I bent the foot, totally screwed it up, jacked it up. So it's waiting to be repaired. And repair means that I'm just going to bend it back into place so that I can put it in with my spare parts. All right. So, no questions. That's fine. If you do have any questions, just send me a message. You can reach me at my email address, quick2stitch at gmail.com. You can reach me on my website, quick2stitch.com. You can reach me through Facebook. You know, I'm there. All right. I guess that's about it. You guys have a great weekend. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. All you mothers, you enjoy the day. You make sure that they cater to you. It is your day. You deserve it. All right. I'm going to turn my back on you again. You're welcome, Jesse. I'm glad. I hope you got more out of it than just the hemostats. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Wasn't that fun? Do you have more questions? Do you want to learn something new? Join me at quick2stitch.com for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk about it. Embroidery machines, designs, and business. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.